Hey guys, in today's video I'm not torching my truck to collect insurance money because I got my downpipe to fit just right. I'm building it custom. Stay tuned. Now folks, this isn't actually really meant to be a how-to video. This is more of a just showing you guys what all I did so you can get some ideas if you ever want to build your custom downpipe, because it's kind of just that. It's custom. You really kind of just have to fit things as it goes. Let me go ahead and show you guys what the old downpipe looked like. So you can see the stock downpipe on the old body style 7.3 is kind of pancake flat. It's extremely restrictive. And if you're doing anything in regards to high performance with these old body style 7.3s, the downpipe has got to go. A popular upgrade instead is to go to a 3-inch downpipe from the turbo back. This is what later model Super Duty 7.3s use, but I figured I could do even better. So I got the 3.5-inch downpipe coming out of the turbo, and then later to expand out to 3.5-inch a little bit later on to maximize airflow. You certainly could buy one of these for probably about $80 to $100, and trust me guys, it's a lot easier to just buy one. If I were in your situation, just buy one if you can. I decided to build mine because, you know, I thought it'd be fun, good learning experience. Well guys, when it comes to taking out your old downpipe, I recommend probably the easiest thing to do is just to buy yourself a Sawzall, even if you don't have one. It's basically the only way that I was able to get it out, because essentially you have to cut it right up here at the top, right after the turbo, and then it just falls right out from the bottom. There's tons of YouTube videos out there, and trust me guys, I tried using a grinder, I tried using a Dremel tool and all that stuff, and a hacksaw, but I ended up having to break down and buy the Sawzall anyway. So just do that, and it'll save you lots of time. Okay, I'm going to show you guys here real quick what I'm going to be working with as my raw material. This is actually a Super Duty 7.3 Powerstroke downpipe and a little bit of piece of the exhaust that I picked up from the junkyard. Got this because I could buy this stuff for like $1 a foot, and so ultimately this whole thing actually cost me $8, so it's pretty cheap. But my plan is I'm actually going to see if I can use this flange to this, I guess, clamp and everything like that, to bolt onto the existing exhaust I have. But instead of using the small end of the downpipe, I'm actually going to be using this 3.5-inch coming from the downpipe, and so that ultimately this set of bolts will go into the exhaust that I already have. But I'm going to do some cleaning up here, showing how to get this exhaust clamp off, so go ahead and get to that. Yeah, that sucker's gonna work. Oh, it's a terrible of an idea this is. Finally start cutting on downpipe. Okay, you can now see that the stock downpipe is free a little bit, but this is where we really run into issues because this thing very definitely cannot come out. You can try to move it all the way back, but there's literally just not enough room to get it out. The only way to get this thing out is pull the cap or cut it out. I can't pull the cap, so I'm only option to be cutting it. Now I get the rest of that heat shield off. There it goes. Well guys, now you can see the downpipe here without any heat shield on it, and man, you can really see just how pinched this thing is. This thing sucker is tiny. Well, now I guess I just gotta pick a good spot that looks safe enough, and hopefully we can convert this one piece to a two-piece downpipe. And that's how you convert a one-piece downpipe to a two-piece. There y'all go. Wow. Well, no turning back now. We're running an old body style 7.3 without the downpipe or any exhaust whatsoever. Ready? Actually, it could be improved because you could have a smoother trim. If you guys saw my previous exhaust build video, you know that I used a series of pie cuts to deal with all the bends and everything in the exhaust. I'm using the exact same method, but just with a different sized pipe. So if you guys haven't seen pipe cuts before, they're really cool. Basically, it allows you to use straight pipe to make any bends. So all I do is I basically trace out the outline, and then I just cut it out with a angle grinder, and that seems to make the pipe cuts, and it works great. Very top section coming right out of the turbocharger. I took the old fitting from my downpipe and I welded it onto this Super Duty section, and it allowed me to adapt it to work on my truck. Testing pivot for the downpipe. Surprisingly, everything seems to be going just fine. I don't even think I'm going to need to move that pinch hole at all. To build a rather complex bin that went right around the firewall, what I ended up doing was I took the top section of the downpipe and I started with one piece of the pie at a time, and I basically just set it right up there, marked it, took it off and welded it, and just by working one piece at a time, I was able to get the bend I needed. To build the adapter from the 3" to the 3.5" on my downpipe, I ended up using a piece from the old Super Duty downpipe and just welded that onto 3.5", and that seemed to work just fine as an adapter. Now, since I was building this downpipe on a rather tight budget, I ended up only buying really one fitting, and that's the fitting that went from the 3" inner diameter to the 3" outer diameter, and that allowed me to have basically a 2-piece downpipe, and I also bought the appropriate clamp for that as well. Now here y'all can see what the downpipe looked like right before I finished it, right before it was made it all the way up to the rest of my exhaust system. Now, this really shows you guys that I really was just building this one section at a time, and a lot of this was eyeballing it and using a Sharpie to mark exactly what size pipes that I needed, and just by cutting it to the appropriate size, I was able to get this downpipe to work just fine. Well guys, I finally got the new downpipe all built, so I've got it set right next to the old downpipe, and you can definitely tell there's a huge difference between the two of them. Now, one of the things I want to do with my downpipe was that the majority of the aftermarket ones you can get are actually only this 3" pipe, but I realized I could do better, and so I actually had it neck out to 3.5" a little bit later on down here, so that I'm able to optimize airflow and minimize the restriction as much as possible and get the most flow I can out of this downpipe. I'm really hoping that this thing's all going to work out well, and I built it in such a way that this thing actually bolts right up. And considering the material is probably going to cost me like 15 bucks, it's not bad. But let's go ahead and get it in the truck and see how it sounds. Well, here it is, guys. I built this thing as a 2-piece downpipe, so hopefully this whole section will stick right in there, just like I designed it. Takes a little bit of twisting, but I'm able to get it in just fine. At a certain angle, you got to get it just right. A little bit of twist. Like it was meant to be. And it's almost like I designed it for this truck. You know, I think the best part about this build is right there. You can see that the firewall itself is 100% still intact. I didn't even have to bend the thing at all. Now, it might have to do with the fact that my truck has a little better fitment. My body mount seemed to be in pretty good shape. So I didn't have to smash in the firewall like a lot of people have to do with their aftermarket, say MBRP or Diamond Eye exhaust, I've heard that you have to do. But custom build, there's no smashing necessary. Okay, just like that. And I gotta get the exhaust clamp on. Now let's tighten up this lower exhaust flange. And let's fire it up. Yeah! Guys, I think this thing runs way smoother. I don't know. Just first impression of firing up, it sounds like it's quieter running almost. Strangest thing ever, but there you can see it. Downpipe sitting right in there, brand new. Here we go. Now for the moment of truth, let's take for a test spin after let it warm up and see if it made any difference. Alright guys, I finally got the truck all started up. And we're gonna take it for a test spin. I'm gonna let it warm up a little bit, and then we'll finally, get on it and see if it made any difference. Got the windows open, so if it sounds a little loud, that's why. Well, it sounds like I have a little bit of ejector knock. I can't tell. I don't know what it's supposed to sound like. So far right now at low RPM, I really can't tell much of a difference, but I also just started this thing, and you're probably not going to really see much gains until you get higher up in the RPM band. I don't know, we'll see. Come on guys, my truck has stock tuning. Everything's stock about except the intake and exhaust, so that might make a difference if you're running, say, a chip or some sort of aftermarket tuning in the truck as well. Little floor. Oh, right there, might make a little bit of difference. Feel to have a little bit more up there on the top end right at that point. At a certain point whenever it shifts through and the turbo spinning, you seem to have a little bit more giddy up right there. I guess in the long run, I'll really have to see as to whether or not I get better fuel economy now that I have a full true turbo back exhaust. And once that turbo starts spinning, it really has good. I can tell it's a little bit more power. Maybe not a whole lot, but it's a little bit more. I think one of the main things, if you run aftermarket tuning, you'll see a big difference in the exhaust gas temperature EGT department. That might go, I've heard it goes down as much as like 100 degrees in some cases. Let's try this on-ramp, see how that treats us.